Hello everyone, thanks for joining me for another video. As I said before, we're now moving down to the floor level, which is in a bit of a state, so I'll just show you what we're faced with. So basically those are the racks and this is all the stuff that's in front of them. So I'm going to clear the floor, make some space, and then see if we can have a look at what we're trying to see. I may have to contort myself in order to show you these records. Okay, I've a much better idea, and that is to take the records out of the section bit by bit and show you them from up here. So I'll get my breath back, put my knee back into joint, and here we go. So there's I don't know how many there is, maybe 10 or so on here. Now before we start, I wanted to say that I kind of recognise the fact that I can show a record that's in my collection, dismiss it in about 10 seconds, and yet, you know, the band might have spent a year of really hard work creating that album and working on it till they are happy with it. And you know, who is it for me to come along, some idiotic person to say it's just rubbish, and I accept that, and I apologise really. It's in my collection for a reason, and that's because probably I love the band, or I love the packaging, or I just like the particular music on that record. But for whatever reason, it's in my collection, and it has been thinned out quite heavily over the years. So when I'm kind of dismissing things and saying, you know, it's I really don't like it. There aren't many like that, but I take the point that it's a bit overly dismissive in a way. So I'm not here to sort of criticise or give marks out of 10 or anything like that for these records, just really to show what's on my shelves. So having got that out of the way, the only other thing to say before we carry on is that a lot of the stuff down here particularly I know is my coloured vinyl. Some of it's my coloured vinyl collection, and these were things acquired purely because of the coloured vinyl. So in terms of the music itself, I would steer clear of anything whose music I don't like. There's some fantastically spectacular coloured vinyl reggae albums and soul albums, and I don't really buy those because they're not my interest. So even though the vinyl's beautiful, but there are some other kind of weird and wonderful things that I will buy, even though it's not necessarily a genre of music I like. This first one actually is a case in point. So this was the first one at the very far end down bottom there. It's Charlie Magira, and it's got what looks like almost a German title of Da Automatic Meister Singer Mambo Chic, and this was an album that's I bought it because of the coloured vinyl. But it's a really disturbing album actually. It's really disturbing music. This guy, poor chap, he was an Israeli musician, guitarist, and he was obviously quite sort of, I don't know whether there's manic depression or whatever, but he tried to commit suicide more than once, and I think ended up hanging himself a few years ago. So tragic story, but I knew none of that when I bought the record. I bought the record because it looks like that. So red, black and yellow, and a bit of green where they overlap. So when you buy these things without knowing anything about the music that's on this, I do try and have a listen to see what it's like. The best way I could describe that is David Lynch's movies has kind of weirdish music, very mood music. Twin Peaks in particular, that sort of, if you imagine a theme to Twin Peaks made a bit weirder, it's kind of that kind of feeling. So difficult listen really in a way, but interesting. Certainly it's actually the sort of thing you could put on in the background and have just like a mood of music going on, but the vocals are very very weird. So that's that one. Next up, Hawkwind, Victim of a Sonic Attack. So live album from December 30th 1972, and this of course is the Starburst multicoloured vinyl pressing. So I can't get into Hawkwind in any big way to start collecting all their albums, but it's nice to have a couple of things by them, and this was certainly one that I had to get. On Cleopatra Records, 2017 it came out, and it's basically Brixton 72, and it's got a really interesting sleeve. First of all, it's like a black bag with gold foil print on it, so like a black cloth bag, and then inside that you get picture of Lemmy on the front, and that's on the back, or no, that's the front I think, and that's the back, isn't it? So and it's a really heavy thing. There's an insert there. So these were numbered. 500 of these only were made. Mine's number 41. And I'll show you the vinyl because they're, I remember, really lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Super spectacular colours. We're not in the best position for the colours, but it's just absolutely wonderful. One of the loveliest coloured records in my collection. So that's the first one. Second one. All got photos of Lemmy, bless him. Just as amazing. So lovely vinyl. B period for Hawkwind, 72, and yeah, really nice special thing. Wasn't that expensive at the time. I don't know whether they've gone up in value, because they were limited, but I'll stick all that back away afterwards. So this is all batch I can see of my coloured vinyls. This is a bit of a strange one because this was quite colourful when I bought it. But I remember when we moved house I kind of had a look at some of these, and this had gone virtually black again. But it's I think it's an Italian thing. It's got Peter, Paul and Mary, Grateful Dead, First Edition, Tiny Tim, The Fugs, Fats Domino. It's a real strange collection. It's an early-ish pressing, it's an early-ish record. Don't know when it came from, but yeah, I bought this predominantly because it was coloured vinyl, but it's gone virtually to black, so it's only really around the edges that you can tell. But that was red and yellow, that bit there. Can't see it at all now. And then that was blue, that section, and that was green. So yeah. Anyway, Warner Brothers, 1969. That was pressed. So it just shows you what can happen. Right, this is a beautiful album. It's by a group called Earth, and it's called Primitive and Deadly. It comes with a CD as well, but it is the most beautiful presentation. The cover is fantastic. You get this edge strip, and this is really super heavy sleeve. So I've got to wrap my brains and try and remember what this is like. But again, it's a coloured vinyl special thing, so pink, purple and blue swirl. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. It's a double album, so that's the one LP. And the other one's the same colours. I mean, if that's not worth it for the artwork alone, I don't know what is. And it's hyper thick board. And it's just one of those things that when you see it, it says limited to 1,000. It says the 7th full-length studio album from Earth. Invokes an enormous darkness that delivers elation and entrancement. Contains one exclusive vinyl-only bonus track. Obviously, that's not on the CD. Okay. So these are all really special to me. This is Nosferatu, the vampire. Now, funnily enough, when there's a new film just come out, which I'm supposed to be going to see this week with my son, if we can arrange it. This is an album of the musical score to the original film done by Popol Vuh. And this was released in 2015 on Waxworks Records. It's got a gatefold sleeve which I haven't split open. I'm not going to do it now, but I imagine that's gorgeous on the inside. But basically it's done on special vinyl, hence it's in my collection. And I quite like Popol Vuh, it's quite interesting. That insert, and then that telling you about the film. You then get that image poster. It's all very weird. And then I think it's a double album, and it's really, really fascinating, gold and blue. So you don't very often see gold multicoloured with blue. So for some reason this is not the best position for the light, but this is the most gorgeous thing. See that? So that, to me, I imagine it's quite difficult to get that to mix in properly, but it's definitely metallic gold. You can see the sparkles. We have two shades of blue, and second disc is the same. So I'm quite interested in horror films, gothic horror. Love the original Nosferatu film. We'll see what the new one's like. But that is quite amazing. I haven't got any other records in the whole of my collection that have metallic gold or silver mixed with other colours. So beautiful thing. I really should open this up, but there's nothing inside there. It's just the inner sleeve. And I do want to keep that shrink on it because it's got the beautiful sticker, so I don't risk losing that or damaging it. So in recent years, these are the things that have kept my bank manager a bit worried. Apart from the bootlegs, it's beautiful things like this, and yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, so we've now got Love, Peace and Poetry, American Psychedelic Music. So it tells you what it is. And glossy laminated thing. So I think this probably came out, yeah, 1997 thereabouts. So it's just basically what it says, American Psychedelic music. Yeah, so the music's all from kind of 69, 71, 68. It's all really obscure stuff. So it's really listenable, I have to say. But that's the reason I bought it. Beautiful, beautiful. Yellow is the base, which is always my favourite. Multicoloured. And a lovely thing. So don't know how many of these were made, but probably not very limited. So it's like a psychedelic pop record from America. Probably with a bit of the Beach Boys kind of feel thrown in. California. So it's just a bit of sunshine, isn't it? So you're probably thinking, what the hell has this guy got in this collection? Having been looking at Pink Floyd and Genesis records for the last few videos. And it's all mixed. It's all mixed. Okay, you probably will know this one. Nectar, recycled. Now this is originally 1975 this was released, and this is a reissue, multicoloured vinyl, I think, splatter vinyl, yeah. Don't think this was that long ago. There is an insert with it, so it's kind of a poster. Who knows which way up that goes, but it's a beautiful coloured poster, and then on the inside you've got lyrics. Now, were they a German band, Nectar? No. So we've got the English Chorale Choir, mixed at Air Studios London. Anyway, that's the vinyl. Quite stunning, I think you'll agree. So this is kind of try and describe. I'm not very good at describing, am I? I've realised that doing these videos, which doesn't help when you're trying to do this. But I think it's kind of 70s, a bit prog psych really. But I'll put some information up about these as we go along if I can. Okay, we all know Tangerine Dream. So I bought this, and then I have very few Tangerine Dream records. I've got some CDs. I think I've got one other live album. This is Reims Cathedral, 1974. So a great period. This was 2021. This came out on Cherry Red Records, and again you get the sort of spine strip. If I show you the inside sleeve, you get a really heavy sort of book stuck to the inside, multiple pages. But the reason we bought it, of course, picture disc. So it's a double picture disc. Each one's got stained glass window patterning or picture on it, and each one's slightly different. So it's kind of got a green, one's got more of a blue and red. Absolutely stunning picture. And one assumes that's a stained glass window at the cathedral. Yeah, so I think if we show you that photo there, I think that circular window there is the image they've used for the discs. So on this one we've got sort of orangey colours going on, and that one we've got sort of pink. So brilliant attention to detail, a lot of work got into that, fantastic looking thing, and obviously great music. Tangerine Dream 1974, sit and listen to that quite happily. So it's really, it's interesting to me to see these again. Probably less interesting from the point of view that it's less about the music and more about the artifact with the coloured vinyl things. But trying to keep the genres that we are interested in the focus of the collection. Okay, so I'll do one more in this little run because this is another amazing coloured vinyl record. So this is Psychedelic Porn Crumpets, if you've ever heard of them. It's a fantastic name. You'd want to buy the record just on the strength of the name alone. You get a sticker there. It says UK EU exclusive 3-colour merge vinyl. The album is Shiga, The Sunlight Mound. So as you can imagine, it's all a bit psychedelic, freaky stuff, but really nice, really interesting. Look at that for an inner sleeve. So we're already saying it's worth it for the cover alone. It's a single album. You get it's not quite a lyric sheet, Mundungus, or that name of that, but the record itself is brilliant. So it's orange, white, with sort of splattery stuff going on. Just love it, love it, love it, love it. So I think what I may well end up doing is having a collection mostly comprising these sort of things, and I will play them and enjoy playing them and looking at them. Of course, if I find that I've got something that's absolutely unlistenable, then it might have to go, I suppose. But anyway, I'd like to think that none of these are that case. So we'll leave it there for that. So that's basically all been multicoloured vinyl stuff. There's more in this section. These sections are twice as big as these individual sections because it's a different cabinet. Yeah, we'll leave that like that for now, and I'll move stuff around again, get another batch, and I hope to see you for the next one. Thanks for watching.